Hey Lighthouse, good morning. So great to be talking to you this morning, and we've been asked to prepare a devotion around just a time when you were trusting God for something to come through in your life, for His provision, and He came through. And as I've been praying about it and thinking about it, I also thought about the young people out there, and I want to tell you about a time when Myra and I were newly married, and there was this opportunity to go on a youth conference that was happening in Los Angeles in the United States. This was most probably about more than 24 years ago. And it was going to cost a lot of money to go over. We were going to have to take Terry and Ian Morrison, a young man that we were fostering at the time with. And Michael, I think, was also just a baby. Not Michael, David. I think David was born. I can't even remember the details of that. But we felt the Lord say, trust me to send you on this trip. And I believe this, that God's vision will always have God's provision. And so Mara and I were praying about it, and we felt the release in the Lord to go. And so we made the decision that we were going to trust God for the tickets, for the finances to go. And Mara's mom and dad stay in Canada, and so we were going to combine it with a trip to go and visit Mara's mom in Canada afterwards. So after we made this decision, the next week in the elders meeting, Jim Lamont, the lead elder of Cornerstone at the time, said that Cornerstone wanted to give us enough funds to pay for one ticket, and that we could trust God for the other ticket for Mara. And so we did that. And a long story short, we got enough money for the tickets to be able to go, and we're able to get the visas to go to the States and Canada for this time. So then a couple of days while the trip was coming closer, we had tickets paid, we had our accommodation booked, we were going to be hosted as well, but we didn't really have any spending money for the trip. And I think I had about $200 saved up for general stuff. And so there was 4 or 5 of us that needed to travel around the States, and it was going to be a 3-week trip, about 10 days in Los Angeles at the conference, and then about 11 days with Mara's mom and dad in Canada. You just must know $200 is not going to get you far. Anyway, I had faith that the Lord had provided the tickets and that He would still provide the spending money for us. God has specifically said to us that we should not ask anyone for money, tell anyone about the money, or make any hints. So we didn't do that. So that comes the day of we leaving. We still only had the money that we had. And I thought, well, so I'm going to arrive at the airport and someone's going to bless us with some money. Got to the airport and no one. And also there was another problem. Our tickets had been booked from Johannesburg via London to Los Angeles, and then from Vancouver back to London and Johannesburg. So we had to get from Los Angeles to Vancouver somehow, and we had no idea how we were going to do this, and we had thought we'd hire a car, but we didn't have the funds for that. Anyway, we had faith because God had provided the tickets for us and that He would provide the rest. So we went to the conference, and only to discover when we got there that we needed to pay like a registration fee and things like that. So we forked that out. Then there was a trip to Disneyland, and I felt the Lord say, hey, you've come all this way, don't miss out on that. So I think 3-4 days into the trip, we had no spending money left. Anyway, the conference started, and we hadn't paid the registration for the conference yet, but we said to them, look, we're just waiting for some funds to come in, then we'll pay. And on the Thursday, I was chatting with a friend of mine who was attending the conference, and made absolutely no mention of our situation. But just after our chat, he put his hand in his pocket and he gave me $100. He said, hey, why don't you take Mara and just bless her with a lovely meal? And that $100 was the exact amount we needed to cover mine and Mara's and Ian's conference registration fee. Thank God for that, you know. Then Friday was coming, and Friday we were leaving our host, and we were supposed to be heading to Canada. We had no idea how we were going to get there. Anyway, during the week we had been chatting with Mara's mom and dad, and we were just discussing the options with them. But again, we definitely did not tell them of our need and did not hint even about it. And we were looking at catching a train or renting a car. Anyway, I think it was a Thursday night, they phoned us and said, hey, we hope you guys don't mind, but we've decided, we felt the Lord tell us just to bless you guys with some train tickets. And so we've booked tickets for you guys on the train that's going to take you all the way up the American West Coast and then into Seattle, and then we'll pick you up into Seattle, and then we'll drive through to Vancouver together with you guys, which was a real blessing for us, you know. And God provided our transport. And then when I got to Canada, I kind of felt like the Lord's part of our trip had been done, and that now we were on holiday. And so I asked Mike if he could just borrow me some dollars, which he did. And then Myra stayed in Canada a couple of extra weeks. I flew back. Our business had made money while I was away, able to send my father-in-law the money back. And we had a wonderful time in America that was totally by faith the whole way through it. And so I want to encourage you, my friends, trust God. He is an amazing provider, and his vision will always be backed by his provision. God bless you. Have a great day. Ciao.